Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Laugh and Death podcast, the conversational podcast between three friends. To my left over here, I got Fern.
What's up, everybody?
We also have our co-host, David.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How's it going, guys? You can find us on Twitter at Laugh and Death, as well as Instagram at Laugh and Death Podcast, and subscribe to us on youtube.com/Laugh and Death. All right, guys. I wanted to know if we'd like to talk about some things that might bother us, a pet peeve, if you say, so our audience can kind of know who we are, what we dislike, what we may like. So I guess I want to go into the dislike portion of ourselves. What are some pet peeves that really bother you guys, that really just dig deep into you guys? And
well, I want to say before I say mine, there's one thing that really bothers me is when people are driving and they don't use their turn signal. That kills me. I hate.
So you're saying I can't drive in front of you?
No.
Because sometimes I don't
if you
do that.
I wish you die. Like, I'm not even like joking. I'm just like, hey, somebody should just come and take you out, please.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I agree with you because my girlfriend's always like, use your fucking blinker, dude, or whoever's in front of her. For a little bit, my right blinker didn't work. And she was, you got to get that fixed. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. And she's like, you're literally the living epitome of what I hate in people. I'm like, oh god. So yeah, I agree with you. I
especially
totally.
Here, like, I don't know if you've seen those kamikaze drivers. I call them kamikaze drivers because they're all the way in the left lane. They don't put the blinker on and just like go all the way to the right lane. It's just like, I don't care who I take with me. I'm just gonna go here and nobody's gonna stop.
Yeah. Like the exits up, it's about less than half a mile away. They're on the far left lane, the fast lane. There's 3 cars in front of them. They somehow they can find a way to get through, and they fucking do it with no blinker. Just Fast and Furious fucking status going into it. It's ridiculous. I hate that stuff too.
But I guess my number one pet peeve that I want to talk about is when people are super like energetic, or not energetic, but they hype up every situation. They're just like, "What's up, man? How you doing? Hey." Yeah. I fucking hate that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm a bitter old fucking guy. I'm not that old, but you know what I mean. I don't know.
I think we're just cynical.
Yeah.
I think we just they're really not that energetic.
I think that's what it is. That I don't know. I feel like, get the fuck out of my way or shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
I don't want to see your fucking face. Get out of here.
That makes a lot of sense now.
But is it all at all times of the day, like, or is it just during the morning, or is it at all times?
Especially during the morning. But if you're on all the time, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, I guess me knowing if a person is genuine or not, you know, and like when some people do just have a lot of energy and they're just like, hey, really uppity and happy and stuff, but I'm just like, life sucks. Why are you like this? You know? Like, and
I think that's where they get the stereotype of like the morning zoo character, like, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the morning zoo.
Yeah.
Like that, like uppity character in movies. I guess that's why they use that stereotype a lot. I don't know. How about you, David? Do you have any pet peeves?
My biggest pet peeve is like hipster mentality. When somebody's like, oh, that's not cool anymore, or oh, I used to like it, or I liked that before it was cool mentality. It drives me insane.
Or like the people who like, oh, I showed you this artist and that's why you're into it. Exactly. And now you're showing, and then the other people, they're showing them now and they like, what, do you want fucking credit? You want a fucking cookie that you showed me? Fucking awesome, dude. You didn't discover them. Like, I don't get it, you know?
I don't know.
It drives me, like, that is what enrages me the most. And especially when they're saying stuff like, well, I used to listen to them or this certain band, but I don't listen to them because now everybody likes them. And I used to listen to them when they were just like launching like EPs and LPs, and
now they're just sellouts. And
exactly. All those people live in downtown Austin and listen to modern music from 2015 and up on vinyl. Those are all those people.
It just, oh man, I don't know.
With the scarf in 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
Wearing a fucking fedora.
Yeah. With flip flops, like.
And cut off shorts.
Yeah, and cut off shorts, or I do it, but the cuffed jeans, you know.
I mean, there's a difference between trends and just like,
and just being that.
But you know the uniform, like you've seen it, like they're like, oh yeah, we're hipsters, like we're unique, whatever. But they all look the same, so you know they're hipster.
Yeah, that enrages me too.
And there was this other aspect of like the whole hipster mentality thing. Corey and I were talking about it last night. We were talking about this video that came out on Neta. You know about Neta on Facebook and stuff?
No,
I
is
don't
that
think
like a
so.
page?
Yeah, it's like a Latino friendly page, and they just promote like Mexican household stuff.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, they did a like in-depth like look into this place in Elsa. It's a hot dog stand. It's called Queenie's. Have you all seen this video?
No, I don't think I've seen the video, but I've heard about it.
Okay, well this spot is like got really popular now because of they have these like gourmet hot dogs, and it's like, oh, we have one that has like chorizo on it. We have one that's like hot Cheetos and cheese, and it's just all this bullshit that they're putting on these hot dogs. It looks fucking awesome though. But like the group that they sent out there was a group of hipsters, and everything the way they spoke, the way they presented themselves, it just pissed me off because the girl's like, hey, we're here from my hometown of Elsa, Texas, and she's from my Chicana roots, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I know you live like 2 blocks away from me. Growing up, like you're not you're trying way too fucking hard. And Corey and I were just ripping it apart. It was like, I don't know, maybe it's a very hipster of us to call out.
Maybe
hipsters,
that's what I was gonna say, but also I was gonna say like
See, that's also the thing. What I'm saying, like people are just on. They're just like, hey, you know, it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
because
Like
of this,
once they realize that there's some type of there's gonna be an image of them being presented somewhere, they change it up. You know what I mean? They change up who they actually are, and I don't like that. You know, I just be genuine. Just be a genuine person. Just be you. You know.
I mean, I guess to a certain extent, we kind of do this just like for the podcast or so. Like I feel like I'm a tick above, but I'm not.
No, yeah. I feel like I'm still about the same, but I another thing that I was gonna connect this to was they released a video for. I'm from San Benito, Texas. In case nobody knows where we're from, I'm from San Benito, Texas, down south, real deep south Texas. They released a video of my city, San Benito, presenting the town, and like it's really happy music, and it says family fun, and like they're shooting like the nicer places of San Benito, and somebody they made a video where they're rolling through the hood with this like same type of happy-go-lucky music, but they're in the hood, bro, and it shows like family friendly, and it's like there's like abandoned houses and stuff. And
so was it like a parody video?
It was a parody video.
That is fucking awesome.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like the city is like, in a sense, kind of like presenting a falsehood of the city. You know what I mean? Like on the way over here before coming to do this podcast, this episode, I saw a billboard sign that said, "Do Weslaco the right way," or come shop in Weslaco, and there's like 2 light-skinned Latino like couple, like not to say people aren't good looking down here in South Texas, but they're like really good looking. I'm like, where do those people live here in Weslaco? Really, show me those fucking people. They don't fucking nobody know.
I
So
mean,
I was like,
I kind of have to refute that because I know some hot ass girls.
Are they still in Weslaco?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Like nobody leaves.
well, I'm saying like they're making it look like this.
No, I get.
You know what I mean? They're not. I mean, yeah, there's 2 sides to the story, but they're not showing the full thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah.
but I get it. You're trying to attract attention to the area, but
pull in the tax dollars, man.
Man,
It's all a business. It fucking sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, that's what I wanted to connect that to. That I don't know how I connected hipster mentality to. I guess because they're showing. I don't know if that's genuinely them or whatever. They grew into that type of person, but I don't know. That kind of stuff is something else.
So I kind of want to touch on something.
What was that?
The McAllen Julia heist that happened this past weekend. How dumb were those people? Well, if you don't know what happened was 7 dudes ran into a jewelry store, and I couldn't see what happened inside the jewelry store because the camera angle was just at the front door. But apparently they broke all the glasses, the cases and stuff, and there's a dude just keeping lookout, but he was just on his phone. Like, I don't know if you noticed that. I don't know if you've seen the video. He was just on his phone.
I saw it, but I don't remember that.
I think he was texting the driver.
Maybe, I don't know.
Ryan Gosling?
And then, like, a minute or 2 later, the cops show up, like, right away. And, yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Like, it's so weird how I got the notification from you. It's like, hey, shots fired at McAllen Mall. Avoid the area. Was it 2 dead? And I was like, oh, fuck, it's going down. And then later on, I see the news, and it's just like, oh, no shots fired. It's just the glass breaking that triggered the alarms of shots fired and all that stuff. And I don't know. I think it's kind of weird how news just spread.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it fake news. I want to say
way
bad
too
news.
fast.
Real fast.
Way too fast.
Word, because I got the notification. Oh, I got the notification to 5 dead, right? I thought I saw they put 5 dead, and I'm like, oh my God. So right away, as soon as I see that, I yell it out, dude, 5 dead at the McAllen Mall shooting, right? Like, word of mouth, it spreads so freaking fast. I mean,
Okay, so I was sitting in a restaurant with my wife, and we were having lunch, and I get a text message from one of my best friends, Robbie. Shout out to Robbie. And he text messaged me saying like, "Hey man, I know a fire marshal in McAllen. He sent me a text message saying that there's an active shooter." And I went, "Holy shit!" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, 2 confirmed deaths." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I got on our band channel, and I put it. I sent it to our group, letting everybody know, like, stay away from the mall, like,
yeah.
just for their safety. And I just started getting all these articles like sent in, and we went on to News Channel 5, KRGV Channel 5, and on their Facebook page, and they posted like 2 minutes ago, and they posted the exact same information that my friend gave me, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's really going down."
Wow, man.
And so it just I panicked, and I wanted to make sure everybody was okay, of course, but I sent you all that, and then another friend text messages me saying, "Hey dude, 5 confirmed dead." And I was like, damn. And this is all in like a 2-minute window. And so, yeah, and then to see that nothing fucking happened.
Yeah, but that goes to show, like, even with the news, like, they believed this word. They had gotten the word of mouth, confusion.
For the record, they did share the Sheriff Hidalgo County Precinct for whatever post. They shared it, and then they linked their article to it. So in their defense, Hidalgo Sheriff
You had the
Department,
information wrong.
You had the information wrong. Saying there was an active shooter, there was no.
I guess one thing to touch on this is that even though, yeah, it was a dangerous situation, likely there was no casualties, right, or any confirmed deaths, but it goes to show that maybe even news channels are like, all right, this is a big topic. Let's try to get some views into our broadcast,
It's all business,
exactly, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's another aspect that I wanted to touch on, that, like, how can we
I don't see it as malicious as that. I mean that's probably true.
I mean, maybe I'm not trying to be that's their only motive, but a piece of them had to say, hey guys, let's jump on this. I mean, of course they're gonna have to. It's the news channel, but
yeah,
how often does that happen, right? A burglary down here in that type of setting, a public setting like that.
Maybe like high profile, because it was a big jewelry store. Yeah, but I think it's just like, sure, nothing happened, thank God, and we're laughing about it now because it was just like, it's just so dumb. Like, the cop that responded at the first, he just walked in and didn't notice the guy in the corner with the gun, and then some other guy backed him up, which is great. But when we got the notification, I was like, oh shit, 2 people died. And then I saw the links that everybody else had posted. It's like, oh, it was nothing, no big deal. I was like, I mean, at least I know. If I were seeing it in the moment, I'd be like, oh shit, this is serious. I don't know. I think it's better to have that bad information to begin with, like in a short window of time, to realize the seriousness of it.
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna. Sorry, I need a burp. You're just gonna, like, I don't know, not take it seriously. If that makes any sense.
I mean, I was really concerned because I started getting videos sent to me and on Twitter and stuff like that. And I noticed that, like, there was a video where they're at the parking garage of, like, people running into the Macy's. And I'm starting to think about, like, the mall layout. I'm like, they're nowhere fucking close to the jewelry store where this took place. And, like, where the fuck is everybody running? And they're, like, in panic. And you see people, like, clutching their children. But what the fuck?
But I mean, have we ever been in that type of situation?
No, but, like, it wasn't even in the vicinity.
Yeah, like, but still, like, until you're in the actual situation, you wouldn't know what exactly what
you don't know. You don't know if it's just at the
if they're just there or there's some more. It's a big planned thing somewhere else. It's coordinated.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't know.
The jewelry store didn't come up in the first post. It was just like shooting at the mall.
Yeah,
where exactly in the mall? I don't know. It's just it could be.
And imagine even more people within the mall. Hey guys, there's danger. Yeah, there's a shooting in the mall. They're going to be like, okay, where are we going?
You see somebody running towards you and, like, away from something. You're like, I'm not going to run towards that, whatever they're running away from. I'm going to run away with them.
Monkey see, monkey do. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. And then I saw the whole the whole gun debate. It's like, yeah, see, liberals, that's why we need guns. I was like, yeah, nobody's. I mean, at least for me, like, I don't want people not to have guns. I want people to have guns that are registered, that are trained, and they just kind of like focus on liberals wanting to take everything away from them. It's like, yeah, this good guy with a gun stopped something, great, you know.
yeah, I've never actually dove into the whole gun control, gun everything with the whole gun thing, right? But I think I only see it just for self-defense, you know, not even hunting. Like, I mean, I not even like, I don't promote the whole hunting thing, whatever. But if you want to do that, then you can do that. But I think I only see it as a form of self-defense. That's all I see it as.
Yeah.
And against another person who also has some type of firearm or some type of weapon, you know what I mean? Like, because like, I guess because I saw the video of, you know, the cop going in, and then there's the guy at the entrance, and he's hiding by the side of the entrance. Cop goes in and misses him, and people are like, oh, what exactly would you have done, or do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna see him and shoot him? Like, first of all, a law enforcement officer has to wait for their engagement. If they're like, it's like a fight in middle school, like, who punched first? You know what I mean? If they're gonna try to attack you first, then okay, self-defense. But for the most part, it's gonna be like, stay still. Like, don't, you know, they're gonna try to apprehend them before anything. So yeah, I think going back to that whole post, you know, people commenting like, I mean, dude, unless you're a trained officer or you've been in some situation, I don't know, like, why are people? It's the internet. I get it. You know, it's social media. Everybody's giving their opinion. Yeah, they're freaking professionals at everything, right? Everybody's flown to the moon. Everybody's done this, but I don't see why that's such a small issue in the whole situation. I think
I don't know. I kind of agree. Like, people are gonna scrutinize everything. I mean, he completely missed the guy, so I'm not giving him a pass, or I'm not saying like, oh, he did his job wrong. He could have gotten hurt. He didn't, luckily, so that's great. But the other guy, the civilian, was right behind him, with covering his back. So I don't know if before they went in, he's like, hey, I'm gonna go in, you cover my back, or whatever. We don't know the context of it, but I don't know. I think they got all the guys, so I mean, they handled it well at the end.
Do we know if they were armed?
We know that one guy had a gun, and I want to say
the one holding down the security guard.
Yes,
it looked like a gun.
Yeah, and I think somebody had mentioned, or it was in the news, that they were using axes and like hammers to break the glasses of the cases and stuff, the display cases. So I mean, it could have just been like that one guy with a gun, or maybe it looked like a gun. Could have been a toy gun. Like, we don't. I haven't followed up the news story, but it could have just been that. So I don't know.
Okay, I want to play devil's advocate right now. What? Okay, so obviously we saw the video of the officer walking to the building. He misses the guy on the right. If they were supposed to get away with it, God forbid, nothing bad happened. But if this was, okay, if you're gonna do something like this, there's a no fail situation. So this, like, you cannot fail at any aspect. Everything has to run smoothly. The fact that they didn't pop him, the officer that walked in, or I don't know if there was a scuffle or anything, because obviously his backup showed up right away, which I would love to see the continuation of the video, like further on when the rest of the unit gets there. Obviously he had the situation under control, but okay, where I'm getting at is, was this a setup?
What do you mean? Like a setup as they wanted to get caught?
Yes. What if this whole scenario happened? Because I'm just being conspiracy theorist and devil's advocate here, but I just want to know, like, what if this was a setup by Trump? He knows how liberal the
area is.
Rio Grande Valley is. We voted 85. Well, not we, but Democrats voted 85% for Hillary and 15% for Trump during the elections. This is a very liberal area,
and it's right on the border too.
Right on the border.
Yeah.
Illegals robbed this jewelry store. We know they have a previous background from California. I don't know. I could not pick out one of those guys out of a lineup if I had to pick one. They all look like typical, like border Mexicans. I'm talking about like Progreso or Reynosa.
Has it been national news yet? Like, has there been?
According to my friend, I'm not. Take this with a grain of salt. It was on Fox News. The article was on Fox News.
It wasn't on the news channel itself, because that's Trump. Everything that Trump watches is just Fox News, and I'm pretty sure if this was a setup from Trump, I know it isn't because he hasn't tweeted about it yet.
The motherfucker has a lot of shit on his plate right now.
Because I was gonna say too, like if you it being so close down here to the border, and then all the drama with Mexico and America's border, I think he would have jumped. I think not that he would have jumped on it, but his representatives or anything would have jumped on this topic.
Yeah, and you say he has a lot on his plate. What, golfing, and sucking up to the Russians?
No, I'm saying like he's got
that hair.
Right now, he's covering up his ass with the whole collusion investigation. That's a different topic for another episode, but like he's got a lot of shit on his plate. And I mean, I think it got away from him. I just think it was a setup. I think it's so.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to see that there's an ulterior motive in a lot of things that happen, and I think it's easy to with anything. Like it's like Nostradamus. You know what I mean? Oh, the sun will set at this time and this day. You're gonna add how many letters are in sun? 3. You know what I mean? People can just jump to conclusions. I think with any type of thing.
Have you guys heard of
what I think?
Have you guys heard of QAnon? No.
QAnon?
Yeah, it's Q anon, like anonymous. It's a faction. Well, it's persons that supposedly has like high level intelligence documents from the government or access from the government. And this whole stick is that he was tasked to getting President Trump elected to fight off Hillary and Obama and rid the government of like child molesters and all this stuff.
Okay.
And I bring it up because the whole conspiracy theory thing, they think that every little thing that's happening is like a message from Trump to them because they're the chosen ones or some shit like that. Like, I think the letter Q is the 17th letter in the alphabet, and they kind of like point to a rally that Trump had. He's like, I've been to Washington, D.C. 17 times. He's like, oh shit, he said 17. He's talking about Q. He's with us, And then reporters have caught on to this thing because I think he had a rally in Florida this past weekend, and there's people wearing like Q on their shirts because they're part of the resistance. And they asked Sarah Huckabee Sanders about it, and she says like, oh, we don't associate ourselves with them. Like we disavow hate groups or groups that are part of this conspiracy theory circle. But they saw that and they're like, oh, she's smirking, so she must know that she must be playing the media. So they're on our side. Like, even though the government, like Trump administration has been like, we don't want to be associated with these people. They're still like, yeah, they got our backs.
Jesus Christ.
I bet you there's crazy people out there.
Yeah.
What? I mean, do you? So are you just shutting down all types of conspiracy?
I'm not shutting off. In general. I just know. Yeah.
Or it just doesn't interest you.
I mean, it's interesting because I don't get how people can't look at facts, or any little thing you do is like, hey, I'm telling you that car is blue, but they're like, but we know it's red. Secretly, we know it's red. It's like, no, it's blue. Like, go check it out. It's like, no, it's red because of something over here happened, so therefore it's red. And it's like, cool, thanks for talking with us. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it was a big conspiracy to get caught, so that.
I mean, everything happened so perfectly. Nobody got hurt. I mean, if you go in there, like, if I'm gonna rob a bank, motherfuckers are going down. I'm not getting caught. I'm gonna try my damnedest. If I'm gonna go, and then if I go to jail, like.
See, I'm not against conspiracy, but I'm not for it either. Like, it's just a waste of breath to me. It's cool to talk about for a little bit, but after a while, I'm just like, all right, there's not going to be a point. The world's going to continue fucking going. You know what I mean? We're going to have another episode of the Laugh and Death podcast just for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't get it, man. We're part of the resistance. We're the chosen ones. Nobody else matters but us. We're gonna save you. That's the whole mentality.
Oh my god.
I'm sure they're fine people.
I'm sure they're fine people, but they're just. I mean, it's cool to talk about it. I think it's interesting. I can see how they're. I would say I'm a little cynical sometimes, where I think people have ulterior motives, and over like a mask that they wear over what they're actually trying to do, you know. But I don't know, man. You're kind of right. I mean, you were kind of right in the sense that it did happen down here, and like, when has it ever something like this ever happened? And you know, like, not that it's this big, but like spread so fast and all this stuff. I mean, the power of the internet too, you know. But I don't know. I don't think it was like a plot. I don't think it was coordinated.
I mean, at least I hope not, because I really don't want that wall.
We are the resistance.
Oh man. Well, I guess in lighter news, I want to talk about something that's pretty interesting to me. LeBron James, the basketball player from now the LA Lakers, he started his own school.
So fucking excited, dude.
Are you still excited for the Lakers?
Yeah, go Lakers.
I don't ever know you're a Lakers fan, or you're just now
I was never a Lakers fan. I was a Kobe fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he started his own school. It's called the I Promise School in Akron, Ohio. And I think it's pretty interesting that he started his own school, basically his own hometown, because he has a lot of fucking money. And he wanted to give back to his community, which is great. I'm all for it. The perks of going to school is that they get free breakfast, lunch, snacks. The school goes up to 5 p.m. So it's 8 till 5, which is longer school hours and longer school days. I think they only have like a 2-month break for summer. And if the kids graduate within when in the school, like if they graduate from the school later on, they get a full tuition to Akron University in the same city. So they get a college education later on down the road, basically paid for it in their own hometown, so they don't have to worry about tuition and living expenses and all that. I think it's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I'm with that. That's totally like the people say. I fucks with it. You know, LeBron James doing something. I mean, I don't watch sports at all. I know who LeBron James is. You know, but I like seeing that when people give back. You know, because I mean he started from. It's like one of those stories, right? Where he started from the bottom and like
moved his way up through sports.
Moved his way up, and you know,
yeah,
that's awesome.
I think he mentioned in an interview how he had missed like 80 some days of 4th grade, and once he went into 5th grade, he found mentors and people that kind of kept him in school, and that's when he first started playing basketball and like found his love for basketball and found out he was pretty good, and he kept with that, and that's why he has what he has now, because of mentors. And he kind of wants to like extend that to underprivileged kids in his area, in some town, and give them the chances that nobody's giving them. And I think that's pretty great.
Definitely. I mean, I totally agree with that.
But what do you think about like millionaires basically funding their own schools? Because I know Elon Musk has his own charter school, and there's other actors and like millionaires there that have like a foundation that keeps people in school or stuff like that. Like, is it gonna be like when you get sick and you can't pay your bills, you see a lot of GoFundMes for medical expenses, which is sad that has to happen. Like, you can't afford your own medical expenses. Do you think that's the way the school system is gonna go? Like, where you have to be funded by somebody else, and they kind of have to choose the curriculum if they're not public schools? Or maybe that's too much of a
reach. No, yeah. I think, well, because I mean, I don't even know how this relates or if it does or not, but the route that like for instance, the way YouTube's going, you know, a lot of channels, big channels, I mean, YouTube's like almost the new TV, you know. I remember when they added commercials or ads, if you want to call them that, right? Because of funding, they have sponsorships and stuff. I mean, at some point, it's just becoming like independent people or single people or personalities are being funded by certain things, and they're able to pass on a certain thing, but at the end of the day, it's all being funded by something, right? Because they see that person as a brand or whatever. So, I don't know if it'll get to that extent, like where individuals going into a school system are like,
and they fund that, and they kind of choose and pick what they want to taught in schools.
But are you saying is it okay? What's the direction you think it's going in? Like is it like I don't even know what word to use. Like it's normal or scary? Do you think like it's systematic?
I think it's with the Lebron school, it's a public school, so they still have to go with the state standards from Ohio, but there's other charter schools, and especially now with Betsy DeVos, like she wants to push the charter school thing harder instead of public schools. And I think that's dangerous because you can kind of pick and choose what you want from American history to be taught. So, hey, slavery wasn't that bad all of a sudden, like the textbooks would be like, people rebelled because of state rights and it wasn't because of slavery. Like you hear that argument now. And if somebody has malicious intent, they can just teach people how to make parts at schools rather than math, science, and finance and all that stuff, just to keep a worker population. Maybe that's like super dystopian, and that
I
won't
got you. That's what I was thinking. This is going.
Yeah.
Keep them with us.
Yeah.
Keep them.
Yeah, maybe we go that route. I'm just saying, like, I think it's cool within certain parameters of checks and balances. Like I said, the Brown School is a public school, so it has to meet the standards of Ohio's state education board.
I mean, I can only speak to what I know, and all I know is that the school districts down here are all political, and it's disgusting. And I'm excited for that direction that they're going. And I know, from the other side, I hear from my wife talking about like the idea schools, like okay, because she works for the university, so it's like she says they're not too hot.
No,
but they're not very political. But they hire anybody, and that's where I fear like the school, especially in the valley, things are going, because being in a public school down here with all the politics and stuff is the corruption and people being appointed and family members hiring family members. It's just disgusting. And I mean, I'm excited, and I hope that LeBron James can do what he wants with his vision for the school and really stick to Betsy DeVos, because I know that was his biggest like inspiration, was like, no, this lady's bringing down education and making it better suit their style of education. So I don't know, all power to him. And
yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how it turns out like 10 years from now. Like I wish it all goes well in accordance to plan, like you said, but you never know with these kind of things. I don't think it's a new concept or anything either. Like it's proven, other charter schools have been proven to work and stuff. So I hope it goes well.
Yeah, I guess going back to the whole like celebrity in the spotlight with money and stuff like that, giving back, like, is where I finally found the post of like 21 Savage, the hip hop artist. I just found it here. 21 Savage gives back to Atlanta, donated $10K to Georgia schools anti-bullying campaign, created 21 Savage bank account campaign to teach financial literacy, and he's actually hosting ISA back to school drive to give kids school supplies and clothes, which is cool. Like, I mean, I would have never connected that with someone like 21 Savage, but giving back and knowing that there's a better outcome for a lot of children and just people in general, of any age or anything in America. If you give them the right tools and the right opportunities, people can make a difference in themselves and then within their community. And I think that's how it should work. But it's like something scary to see if like people are like, let's, like the government or whatever, whoever's funding what, stay with us and like continue being the legs under this board game. You know what I mean? Like, I've had a lot of conversations like that about what's the bigger picture, exactly.
Yeah.
Keeping us enslaved. It's crazy. I mean, it's like the modern slavery.
it is, man.
Straight up.
Jaden Smith was right.
Right? What was his his tweets were just crazy. Was it like, are mirrors really mirrors, or I don't know.
He talked about the educational system and schools being like mirror images of prisons. He's like, they're setting us up for failure. He's like, long corridors and having to telling you when to eat and telling you when, like, what to do. And
okay, yeah, I remember that now. I don't know. I just like, is there another way to make a school? Like, what do you want it to, like, what do you want it to be?
Giant
Like,
circles, dude.
It's like at the end of the day, like we can have us people it's like being real like paranoid and like nervous about things like this, and then the government's just like, we gotta fucking we gotta accommodate to everybody, you motherfuckers. Like, you can't you know what I mean? Like, there's painted lines on the sidewalk and on the streets for you to follow a certain road so you don't fucking hurt yourself, you idiot. You know what I mean? Like, they're looking out for us, and we're fucking like, no, this is slavery. Like, you know, but you got to take it with a grain of salt, I think, like how you said earlier. 'Cause there's a lot of ways to see the situation.
all right. And speaking of the government, our favorite topic, Donald Trump. I'm just saying favorite topic because he sucks, and everybody needs to talk about it. He tweeted over the weekend. Was it over the weekend? No, 2 days ago maybe. That he called for Jeff Sessions to end the investigation by Robert Mueller into the Russian collusion. Now, Jeff Sessions recused himself from the investigation, so he really doesn't have any power over Robert Mueller, unless he gets Rob Rosenstein to end the investigation for him. But when asked about it, Sarah Huckabee Sanders just said, no, it's just the president's opinion. It wasn't an order to cancel or to stop the investigation.
He was just simply stating his opinion.
Yeah.
When I read that tweet, that automatically said to me, like, okay, he's trying to get this guy to stop it, and he wants to use his following to pressure Jeff Sessions into that. But who's the guy he needs to talk to? Or
Rod Rosenstein?
That guy, yeah. I don't know, man. He's so fucking guilty. It's not even funny, and I can't wait for the day that I wake up and the headline's like, fucking Donald Trump is in cuffs. Fucking incredible.
Let me see if I can find the tweet.
For the record, I don't know what we're talking about right now. I'm not informed entirely on this topic, but I'm listening. I'm a great shoulder.
Yes. So Donald Trump tweeted that, basically what Fern said. He tweeted saying, like, he thinks that Jeff Sessions should tell Robert Mueller to call off the investigation because he thinks it's going to taint the United States' like foundation, and he's trying to use like the United States like as like the populace as like kind of saying like you're distracting them with this stupid witch hunt. And I don't know. And then Rudy Giuliani this morning said, oh yeah, he's like, they really don't have anything, so it's either put up or shut up. And I'm like, they're just trying to provoke Robert Mueller into showing his cards early. That way, if one detail is off, the case gets thrown out. No, they're just provoking him, man. Like, it's so scary that this is an actual topic.
Yeah. I couldn't find the tweet, but it's basically what David said. Like, you just like, it's Rob Mueller and the 17 angry Democrats. You know, number 17 comes up again. QAnon. Q.
The resistance.
I don't know. It's just crazy how Sarah Huckabee Sanders said it was his opinion, but he's the president of the United States. And he's tweeting about this, and how do you expect people not to like be like, oh, something he says is something he means, like it's policy, or is it just his opinion? Can it just be his opinion when he talks like that?
Not when you're the president of the United States. Not when you're the most influential person in the world. No. Not at all. I'm sorry. You lose some liberty.
You lose, okay, when you get into that position.
President.
Yeah.
The world does not conform around you. You conform to the world. Like,
Yeah.
He's not above the law. And
I agree with that.
he's gonna get what's coming to him. Like, whether it's this year, next year, or next election season, he's gonna fucking get it, dude. Oh, I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, but at this point, like, there's. I'm not privy to like everything from the investigation. There's like smoke, but there's no fire. And there's a bunch of reports coming in, like he was in Trump Tower when his son and Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, had the meeting with the Russians about the dirt on Hillary and stuff.
The WikiLeaks.
Yeah. So I don't know how they can pretend that didn't happen and lie about it when they have all the information. And apparently, like, now Robert Mueller is also going after Democrats. Because
Wait, what? This is new to me.
yeah. It's mostly just because of like the foreign lobbying, where foreign government will come to this person and be like, hey, I'll pay you this much money for access to the president or access to your campaign and stuff like that. So they're going after Democrats as well, or like high level Democrat people. I really don't know the details of it just because it just broke yesterday. But I'm happy that's happening too. Like, if they go after Democrats, good. Get them all out. Like, you know, if they're doing something bad, they shouldn't be there. And that's the difference between like people that are okay with the investigation and other people like Trump supporters are just like, no, Trump didn't do anything wrong. You're just lying. Like, if there's evidence for Democrats doing something wrong, then I'm okay with them also getting the shaft, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I mean, some people have to pay the consequence, but you can just see it when you get to certain levels of enforcement. Shit fucking passes by over them, you know. They get away with a lot of things compared to just regular person, which I hate, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard a couple years back, the Affluenza kid, that guy, he was like 17 years old. He was driving drunk, killed like 4 people because he hit them or he ran them over, and the judge was just like, see, this kid, he never faced consequences before, so we're just gonna give him probation, and that's it, because he never the judge.
Why are you justifying? You know what I mean? Like, God,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, and it's crazy how, like, once you get, like you said, once you get to like higher levels of like money and power, like nothing happens to you. Like, there's also a story over the weekend where an ex governor, I think, I want to say from Virginia or Georgia, the next governor's grandson was accused of rape, but he just got off of it because it was the ex-governor's grandson.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I think once you have like I said, a lot of money, a lot of power, it's easy to corrupt everything, and I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do about it, because you can't really fight back, because you're just at a disadvantage trying to bring these people down. And especially, like, I don't want to say it's as bad as other countries, because in China, there was a woman that threw ink on a poster of the president, Xi Jinping, and cops picked her up, and she's been missing. They say that she's in a psych ward, because you have to be crazy to be able to do that to a poster of the president. And her dad went to go see how she was at the psych ward. He's missing now too. Yeah.
God. I think the whole, like, yeah, when a person has money, power, all right, they're an influence, they're all that, whatever, right, influencer. Is it that person with that money and power that's getting away with things, or the powers that be, right? The powers that are letting them off, or is it a mixture of both, right? I mean,
It's both. It's corruption on both sides. Because if you're willing to take a bribe to let rape slide or murder slide, then it's on both sides.
Yeah. Because, and also, if they go down, you're doing the same shit. So if they go down, you're going down with them. Or they could just turn around and be like, hey, you know what? This person did the same stuff. Like, it's like you scratch my back and I scratch yours. It's kind of that.
Funny thing about my back is
also, I mean, I guess I also want to relate it to, like, what if that power that be that is judging judging that person who is facing a certain consequence or outcome, they had they just had their heart on their sleeve. They were just like, okay, you know what? Because I know it's not as bad as like raping somebody or killing somebody or something like that, but I've had a state trooper stop me, and I told you the story at Josecitos, that I got a state trooper stopped me, and I had my friend, and he was all drugged out, and I was like under the influences as well. He could have easily taken me in. He was a state trooper, but he chose to make sure I got my friend home safe, and me, he got me home safe. And he was just like, you know what? It's going to be a warning. He didn't have to do that. What motive did he have? You know what I mean? To like, let me go off when somebody else could have also, maybe those certain people, I know it's a total jump, murder to just, I could have killed somebody though. You never know, driving my car under the influence. Right. But
yeah, I mean, I think it's also a difference of like, there's police like at the local level, or like a state trooper is not that much of a local level. Like they cover large areas and stuff. But like you said, like he chose to make sure you got home and you didn't do anything stupid from where he stopped you to where you got home. And I guess there's people that understand like consequences of you fucked up. Like, yeah, like driving home drunk or under influence is stupid. But it shouldn't ruin your life if you don't do anything bad per se. Like, like if you were to crash into somebody and kill somebody, then great, you're gonna be in jail. Good. Like there's no justifying.
There shouldn't be justifying.
But at that point in time, you hadn't done anything too bad. So hey, let's get these kids home, make sure they're okay, and their future's not affected by this. Which, if you do it again and he catches you again, then that's kind of like a fucked up thing.
Shame on you, shame on me.
Yeah. Well, that was a downer.
How? Why was it downer?
I don't know. It's just sometimes you feel like, I do. I feel like, what are we doing? Like, what can we do?
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, especially when your government is the one that's trying to justify things like keeping kids in prison camps, basically, and lying to everybody. And Trump has this whole like fake news thing going for him, where he can tell people at his rallies like, don't believe anything you hear or see. Like, what? How does that work? You see a video of Trump saying something, and he turns around and says like, no, I didn't say that. Like, how are you supposed to like fight injustices or untruths with the truth when they don't want to accept the truth in the first place?
Oh yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, okay, so are you all familiar with the Panama Unit?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The Panama Unit?
I will send you the link. It's on Rolling Stone. It'll take you 10 minutes to read. It is the most interesting article about the valley I've ever read. Well, okay, I just want to put some stuff into perspective.
All right, do it.
Okay, so having to do with like being a judge and stuff like that. Okay, so former Hidalgo Sheriff Guadalupe Lupe Trevino was released from federal prison 6 months before his 5-year sentence on federal bribery charges is scheduled to end. This guy
I think I actually saw. Yeah, my bad. I think I saw this.
Yeah, I shared this like 2 weeks ago when it first released. But then you look at. Okay, so I'll let you all read the article. I don't want to butcher it, but he went to jail for bribery. But then there was a guy last year who sold 5 tons of fajita, and he's in jail for 50 years. Like, come on, man. That's fucking ridiculous. I don't know. And he's going to spend the next 6 months before his sentence is over in a halfway house, this former sheriff. So it's like, how the hell do you get out of like a federal bribery charge, and then this other guy who stole fajitas is going to spend the next 50 years of his life in jail.
Did he take a plea deal though? Like, did he give other people up?
That I'm not sure. I'm sure it's probably in the article.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. Like, but like, yeah.
But no, I don't think he did, because if he did, it would be his family. He would have pleaded. He would have like.
But I get your point of like, there's some people that just do like white collar crimes and they're just like, oh, you just pay a fine, and there's other people like, oh, they have like a half a ounce of weed or whatever the measurement for weed is, and they spend like 50 years in jail, and just like, cool. You affected.
It's twisted. It's fucking twisted, man. I mean,
crazy. All right. My topic. On a lighter note, I wanted to know, how would you guys get rid of a dead body?
That's your lighter note?
Yes.
Oh.
I want to know, like, how would you do it? If you absolutely had to get rid of a dead body, how would you do it?
well, last time I
Okay, so this stems from conversations I used to have with my buddy Roel in college. Roel used to work with us at where we work now, and me and him have been friends ever since day one when we first opened that store. And he was a groomsman in my wedding. I was a groomsman in his wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like close. He's like a brother from another mother. Well, we used to sit in our literature class, sitting back, and we're like, "How would you kill that person?" He'd be like, "Hammer." And I was like, oh, "All right, sweet." And he would just tell me how he would murder someone, and we just laugh about it. He's a cop now. But we would just talk back, and like we'd sit back and like everybody, and we're like, "Oh, how would you do this?" I'd throw him in a tub of acid. It's like, "Oh, okay, that's smart. Get rid of every trace." He's like, yeah. And what about this one? I'm like, well, I'd kind of want to get found, so I'd probably go like way out into like the countryside,
and then just
way into like farming.
Check off on their teeth, because the teeth is the ones that like.
Jesus Christ, Fernie.
The teeth are the ones that stay longer, so you just like jizz on them.
For the record, he just brought this topic up today. It sounds like Fernie's been thinking about how to do this 2 months in advance.
If you want to get caught, you just jizz on the teeth.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you get caught.
Yeah,
with a little blood under the nail.
I just finished sawing up this fucking human. Let me just get aroused and masturbate.
Do you think this is like a giant cum database out there? That they're just gonna be like,
they get your DNA from that.
Right.
The cum. I want to see it. The cum database. I want to see that.
That's how they fucking get everybody in fucking CSI.
Okay, so I was gonna say
that's what I'm saying. CSI.
The whole. I mean, I don't know. I want to say it's all fucking fake, right? But I know I don't have the gut for it. But maybe the tub of acid, right? But this is what I'd probably do. I'd probably do throw the body in the tub of acid, get rid of. Will the acid corrode over teeth? Everything?
It'll eat through everything except for plastic.
Okay, so in the plastic, right? I don't know. I mean, you'd have to chop up the body in pieces. I'd chop up the body in pieces. Wait, there would be blood everywhere, right? I'd do some Dexter shit. I'd do some Dexter shit.
It'll dissolve all the blood.
I'll do some Dexter shit first. Plastic wrap the whole fucking room. Right? Make sure I wear I fucking love Dexter's outfit. Every time he puts on the sleeves and like he has the whole apron, I fucking love
with
it.
his cute gloves.
Yes, dude. And he just points on their forehead every time. All right, so I do that.
Get out of my laboratory.
I do the Dexter thing.
Not the same Dexter.
I know.
I do.
But he also has cool gloves.
Yeah, I do the Dexter thing. Plastic wrap the room. Chop up the body, right? Put the pieces of the body in separate tubs of plastic and with the acid, right? Save the tubs.
Come on the teeth.
I'll wait for that. Save the tubs and stuff. I'm thinking I'm in America when I'm doing this. Go to Mexico because it's easy to go into Mexico. It's easy to get
with
into
this
Mexico.
Tub of acid?
Yeah, in the trunk of my. Dude, how many times have you crossed Matamoros?
I've never had to take a tub of acid.
Okay, but anything you take, they're not like, all right, let me revise you. They don't do that.
I think they would because they have the Marines.
They have it. It's a weight thing. It's a weight displacement thing that they go through. If you have a lot of weight, they're gonna check you. Sometimes it just depends. Hopefully, this isn't the fact. I would have prepared for all of this, right? So
sure.
I'm going into Mexico.
Details,
I know I'm going into Mexico. The
the
jars are like, it's like I'm trying to cover up the scent of weed. You know, the scent of whatever it might be in those.
So cologne
things,
everywhere.
something, whatever the fuck.
Axe.
Yeah, whatever works. Axe body spray. And then I go into Mexico, go deep into the heart of Mexico, somewhere. Get rid of those tubs. Save the teeth. Come back to America. and just come on the teeth every other day. Take a book out of Fern's. Take a chapter out of Fern's book over here.
Jesus Christ.
That's probably what my plan is. I think of the acid thing.
Do we want to get caught? Because that's my plan to get caught. Come in the teeth. If we don't want to get caught, then
I just want to come. That's the biggest thing in my life. That's my next goal after everything else. That's the route I'd probably take. Just thinking of it from the top of my head.
Mine's a little similar to that, but minus the acid and going into Mexico. I've read a story where they were doing like decomposing tests in the desert to see how long it takes for a body to decompose, and they thought maybe it was going to take a couple months because of the heat and blah blah. It took weeks because of animals, vultures, bugs just eating at at the flesh, and so it's just bone left. So you go to like a desert with his border crossings, illegal border crossings. They're not gonna check if it's like American citizen or not. They're just gonna think it's regular old Mexican just trying to cross the border and died in the desert. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. That's what I'm trying to say. So just dump the body there.
But I'm sure people are going to question it if they're missing teeth.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, hey, maybe it's part of the cartel. Drug thing go wrong.
Now, was that a plot? Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
No.
For Trump.
Nobody's gonna care. That's what I'm trying to say.
So you would do that?
Yeah.
Take them out to the desert.
The middle
somewhere.
of the desert. Yeah. I mean, it's like acres and acres of just nothing.
What's your plan? I mean, you're the one that brought this up. What's your ultimate?
I don't want to cause any concern.
Oh, hi FBI. Just so you know.
Don't no. Yeah, like you said, it would be hacking somebody into little pieces. I was even thinking feeding them to pigs or something. Like the pigs will eat everything but the bones. I'll go back later, collect them, and then grind them up, or a wood chipper.
Can I say something here?
Or yeah, go ahead.
With the whole pig thing, when I was still working up north Texas with my buddy, AB Cheatham. Shout out AB. He told me about this family. These couple brothers, the Moore family, they're called, right? These couple, it was like 3 brothers and a sister, and of course their mother and like a stepfather that they had, and they had a bunch of pig trailers, the trailers were designed to hold pigs in them. It was like a normal trailer, but on top they had cages and stuff. Well, this is the story that he told me, right? And then I have an old supervisor who backed up what he's talking about. So he told me that the Moore brothers' mother, Mrs. Moore, let's just call her that, Mrs. Moore, she, I don't know if she was crazy or she just hated her husband or her boyfriend at the time, which stepfather to them. He was sick and like he was taking medication to combat some type of health issue he had. I guess she was fed up with him or whatever, and she overdosed his prescription, like gave him way too much and killed him. In the moment, she ended up realizing she fucked up. I think she confessed to all this, right? That she fucked up after they found her and stuff. But he's dead, right? And I've been to the home and I've used the same pig trailer where, let me get to the pigs later, where they put these pigs on. Okay. They have a bunch of land, right? And she's trying to think, what am I gonna do? She put Mrs. Moore put her husband on the pig trailer, cut him up into pieces, got some of her pigs, killed them, and mixed the blood together, so they couldn't trace the blood back. So I don't know what she was thinking, but she was trying to get away with it. She was trying to I fucked up. She realized she fucked up. Killed these pigs and stuff, and then there's chunks of flesh and stuff. She spread it all over her land, all over her acres of land up there. And I'm like, holy shit, man! Like, he's telling me this after they had just gotten some baby pigs that they skinned, and we were eating the pigs off of the same fucking trailer that we just used. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So this happened, right? And then I'm like, holy fuck! We're all drinking and shit, and I'll tell you this other story another time. But just to back it up, he brought it up one time. We were all working, and my supervisor, Steve Brown, shout out Steve Brown. I don't think he's ever gonna see this, but he had done some time in like county jail or like prison as well, and he said at one time they were doing like a community work, like just general labor, like inmates were doing, and deputy officials told them that they were going to comb a certain area of land. This is when that investigation was going to search for remnants of the specific victim, and it was him, dude.
Oh wow!
And he literally, my supervisor literally told me that he found like a tooth or a piece of bone in the ground, and other inmates broke through dirt and found remnants of this person, and they connected it to him, and then that's when they found her.
I have
they
a question.
questioned the Moore brothers.
Wow.
I have a question though. Did the teeth have come on up?
Jesus Christ. Fuck, man.
If they did, they would have gotten away with it. But that's what happened, man. And that's, I don't know, just to connect it to the whole mixing with pig stuff. Oh, dude, it was crazy. Like,
So what you're saying is that it wouldn't work.
I don't know, because that's a different thing. You said you wanted the pigs to eat them, right?
Yeah.
And then you get rid of the pigs. You just, how would you?
I know. I donate the pigs.
Oh my god, dude. Someone's gonna eat the pigs.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my
So
God.
quick tangent. This is around the topic of pigs. Okay. So my brother's from Houston. By his house, I want to say about 3 or 4 miles away from his house, there's a prison. I don't want to say where, but there's a prison. And we would drive by this prison on our way back and from back to and from the valley, and I was like, oh, look at the pigs, and he's like, oh yeah, I heard something about that place. I was like, well, what happened? He said, I don't remember who the connection was, but he said that somebody who was working at the prison told him that those pigs, they would raise them, but all those pigs had like tumors and cancer, and like, because like they're like literally in between. The pig farm is like in the middle of these two like electrical like towers, and so that these pigs were like, they had like growths on their body, and they would feed that to the prisoners during Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Oh my god.
And they also had like ponds with fish that were like mutated and shit.
Was this
And-
just to give the prisoners like cancers as well or something, or
I don't know.
Just
This
like
is
a
They
fuck
knew,
you.
but they knew that these animals had.
yeah,
this.
they would kill, and they kill the pigs, and they would feed them to the prisoners. Crazy, right? Insane.
That's fucking insane, man. That's some fucking tyrant shit.
Yeah.
that's some like
That's some twisted ass shit.
yeah. Like I imagine just like them walking around the pigs with like a whole like full hazmat suit, trying to like,
I don't even think they cared that much.
oh man.
They probably had the prisoners taking care of them too. It was just
Oh, I
a
wouldn't
twisted
doubt
thing,
it.
and oh my god,
That's
dude.
kind of like the plot to like a zombie movie, like the beginning of a zombie movie. I don't know. It's just like slowly every year, one person gets sicker and sicker until like they're just huddled up in a corner in the cell. It's like, hey, come out. They're just like, no, and then they turn around and it's just like bloodshot eyes just jumping at them, and they gets bit. And
It all started with a serial killer who cut his victims up into little pieces, fed them to pigs. The pigs were fed to the inmates. Breakout.
God.
hey, dude,
Love it.
that we trademarked that idea already, so
Yeah, don't even fucking
can't,
try.
You can't take it.
The resistance.
Resistance
Oh my god.
episode.
All right, guys. Well, those were some intense topics, especially getting towards the end there. Remember to jack off on all teeth before you dispose of bodies.
God.
That's only if you want to get caught.
That's not, well, only if you want to get caught. But other than that, that wraps up this episode of the Laugh and Death podcast. If you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and follow us on Twitter at Laugh and Death, and follow us on Instagram at Laugh and Death Podcast. Also, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search up Laugh and Death on the YouTube search bar, or look up youtube.com/Laugh and Death. Once again, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. My name is Alex. Over here, we got Fern. And of course, last but not least, we got David. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
My wife. Resist. The resistance.
It's so good.